Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick
Tick
tock.
tock, tick tock, tick tock. What's up, Charles?
Hey, my brother, how's everything going, man?
Aside from the fact that I'm suffering second degree burns on my face, I'm pretty good.
That's good. Aloha, gang. Welcome. Good evening. Welcome to Mel and Charlie. This is Uncle Charlie, and that's Uncle Mel. And tonight is the 16th of January, the Saturday. We are so happy to have you. First of all, I'd like to say mahalo to all the local gang. You notice I get my radio personality voice tonight because
Yeah,
I got to keep up with.
yeah.
But anyway, tonight I want to say thank you to all of our viewers who visited Gina's as well as Kauai Kimchi over at Puhi Park. Thank you very much to Stan Kua and Mary Manintin for respectively putting out their posts, which caught a lot of traction, and to all of those that went and put in their posts as well. Also, there are some people from Honolulu that was on the show last night that went into some of the stores in Honolulu to buy some Kauai kimchi. So thank you so very, very much. I mean, it's unbelievable. Good stuff. Good stuff. I'm very proud of the people that was watching, and thank you for supporting local. Right, Mel? That's what it was all about.
Absolutely, man. You know that we appreciate you guys. There was Raylene, Malama, there was
Yep.
Uncle Kalani. Um, Geez, there were a lot of you that went out and took the challenge. You know, basically, you guys took the challenge, went out, and I'm not sure what. There we go. Took the challenge, went out, supported local, took your pictures. I know there were many of you that didn't take your pictures in post, but went out and purchased local. That's the whole idea for our Friday Feel Good Friday show. Is we want to try to showcase as many of our small businesses as possible and get our viewers to go out and support them. And appreciate you guys for doing that. You know, our guests on the show, I mean, you know, they struggle, man. They struggle every day. And when we get that surge, you know, I spoke to my cousin Rick, who was here from Hungry Hawaiian, and he was blown away. You know, he said, "No, thank you." The response they got, and I gotta look on the lookout for that the link again. We'll put up the link that he put up special a special link for the Mel and Charlie show. I'll get that up tonight. But you know, everyone so far, the feedback has been awesome, and that's all thanks to you. So appreciate you guys for doing that. Uh, Looking forward to doing that every Friday, and maybe even more often than that. You know, it's up to you
Well,
guys, man. What do you guys want? But that's kind of what the plan is to get more of that kind of things on, and really supporting our local businesses, regardless of what they are. And I was talking to Charlie last night. See, Charlie's supporting local right now. He's gonna eat his kimchi right now.
no, no. This is I want to surprise you folks. I want you to support local. I have some Maui onion with dry AB, chili pepper water, little bit shoyu, and I'm gonna try it right now. Mm, you guys gotta get some of this. I am supporting Charlie Yuana because I just made this a half hour ago. But I sorry
Well,
I gotta eat on the show. But but it's
yeah. I mean, if you let me know ahead of time, then I can have Patsy whip me up some a local dish as well. But right now, I'm stuck in the bedroom with a thing of water.
mm,
Look, see, mommy is saying, "Don't make us jealous, brother. Don't make us jealous." But that's all right. Anyway, tonight, guys, we got Billy V. William Van Osdale is his name, and we all know him and love him as Billy V. Radio personality, TV personality, all around good guy. He's actually in the waiting room right now. We're gonna be
mhm.
bringing him in shortly. So share this thing right now, guys. Get it out. This tonight is don't know what we're gonna talk about. I know we're gonna talk about Billy, and you know he's a news guy. He's a news guy that works at Hawaii News Now that gets flooded with news information, and we're gonna get it from a perspective of someone that is in the media, the news media, and we're going to hear it from him as well as all the other things that's going on there in Hawaii during COVID. So I'm looking forward to Charlie's cracking up laughing already.
Oh,
We never even thought.
I tell you, you know, when you get that auto spell check on your stuff, I looking at the comments and Honey and Holden Charles, she said, my son made gallons of Chilla Pep Pen Watch. And for the life of me, I go, what the hell is that? And she's coming up on Chilla Pepper Water.
Yeah, yeah. Get some outrageous. Uncle Mel Raposo. Oh, wait. Sorry, Melissa. Melissa says Uncle Mel going to do a Zumba show for what for what for Feel Good Friday. No, that ain't gonna happen. I can promise you.
Uncle Charlie gonna do one Pumbaa.
Yeah. Let's do a boomba, 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 boomba. I tell you what, I wouldn't have a problem bringing a Zumba instructor on and sharing a local Zumba instructor and giving them giving everyone a nice little dose of what they do. I actually know a few of them, and that's a good idea. But I can promise you, Melissa, it won't be Uncle Mel doing the Zumba class. Hell no.
Yeah. Yeah, Billy.
Billy.
We're gonna bring you in right now, Billy. We're gonna bring you in right now. I just had on mail. He says I stay waiting in the waiting room. Sorry, brother. We do a monologue if you can hear us, and we just building up because right now the momentum is building up. There he is.
On air. Oh, look, see, Charlie, he get all that fancy. Look, I knew we bring on Pro on. That's not gonna happen.
Baby, yeah, I get my fancy ear mic there. There you go. I get my fancy ear mic. Okay, I stay right with him. I get the pen in the ear.
But he's muted.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's me. Thank you.
Oh, see. Ladies and gentlemen, Billy V in the house. Oh my God. You gotta teach me all that kind of stuff, Billy. You gotta teach me, man.
Good to see you guys.
Same here.
Wow, man. I told Charlie the other night, I know you heard it. I said, we have arrived. Mel and Charlie show has arrived now because we got local celebrities coming on. We got the doctors and the lawyers, but we have local celebrities now. It's I'm stoked, man.
Well, that's what I mean. You've got doctors, lawyers, the lieutenant governor, prominent politicians that are talking about COVID and all the things that matter. And then you've got me. So if I've arrived, bro, I don't know what the destination is, but okay.
We've had Congress people. We try to get the president and the vice president. They didn't respond. We try to get the New York governor. He didn't. Well, we did. He did respond to say he was too busy. But my God, man, you're one of those catches that we're really excited. Break up the little the commentary a little bit with some impromptu discussion, man. I'm excited. I have no idea what we're going to talk about, but we'll figure it out. Though.
Okay, but before we begin, I want to start with this, guys. I want to say mahalo to you. Both of you for what you've done on this platform, pivoting. As soon as COVID hit, you guys were on giving pertinent, important information. And I know a lot of it was for the island of Kauai, but you've got this whole huge network of people that are now paying attention because you're diving right into the issues and you're cutting through everything and making it easier to digest and understand and to let you guys know. I also watch, and I've caught on since the beginning. So the first time that you guys had the lieutenant governor on, that was the first time that I caught your show. And so just know that you're in the background while I'm working, getting ready for sunrise the next morning. So you're there and I'm kind of listening, doing my work, but then it's like people start talking, you guys will start talking with your guests and I'll turn and listen. And just know that there's a lot of us that are doing that because what you offer is something that we're not getting from everyone. We're not getting truth. We're not getting information a lot of times. And you guys have been there doing this since the beginning. And I want to let you know you are appreciated. You look at your comments, you are loved. Whether it be looking at things from a serious angle or a humorous angle or a local angle, we appreciate, love you guys very much. And I'm honored to be here. Thank you.
Oh, right on.
Billy B, can we have you on the show every night? Gosh, man. I'm gonna be honest, man. Thank you very much. I mean, I'm humbled, man. I appreciate that. But I'm gonna be honest. You know, me and Charlie, we just talk story every night. There's no script. We just talk story. Like, you know, like a beer bus without the beer. Just, and appreciate those words, my friend. Appreciate those words.
Yeah, but the big difference is here on this is that you guys just talking story, but with your experience, you speak with an intelligence, knowing about the issues, but knowing enough to want more information. And that's the gift that you guys have. And to make it presentable in a way that's not, if you'll excuse me, it's not legalese speak, it's normal speak so we can all understand. Because sometimes you guys have explained stuff and I'm going, wow, that's right. Okay, I can understand that. So, you know, that helps.
Well, you know, I would like to say, first of all, thank you. I know you and your lovely wife, you're very into wine culture, the music scene. I think the first time I met you was here on Kauai when I was with Lady Ipo on stage at the Kanikapila Kako one year at the Kauai Beach Resort, and you were sitting down there, and I was like awestruck. I go, is he doing a live feed? I mean, I better make sure no mohana bara sticking out of my nose or something because he's sitting in the crowd. And then, you know, I did follow your story as well. And I just want to mahalo you. I know that there was a period of time where, you know, some people had a little misunderstanding of what was going on. But I'm glad everything kind of worked its way out to where it's really, really good. And you know, then you dove into Pop-Up Makeke, which at first I didn't catch on, like, hey, what is this? But you know, when your co-host, the dad, would come over to Kauai because he played on the cruise ship, Kata Maduli played on a cruise ship. So I texted him one night. I said, "Hey, Kata, your daughter stay with Billy V on Pop-Up Makeke," and he said, "Yeah." And then it just caught on like wildfire, you know. And so I want to thank you for helping all of those local entrepreneurs, especially now, you know, trying to dive in when COVID is going on. But it was a huge success. So thank you, Billy. Thank you so much.
You know, I have to, and I appreciate that. Thank you. That was an interesting experience. That was every time that we were on camera was a learning experience, and the 2 hours of prep beforehand to learn about the vendors, what they're doing, ways that they're pivoting, thinking about, suddenly it's like they're thinking about marketing and how to get their products seen, bought, purchased, etc. But this has to go back to the Council of Native Hawaiian Advancement, Kuhio Lewis. So basically what they did is that they saw all of these vendors. It all started with Mary Monarch. Every year, there are people that go down inside the Afukchinin Auditorium, set up shop there. They work year round to get everything ready because that's their Christmas. They've got all of these products and things that they've handmade or that they've cooked or that they, you know, that their family has mana'o or kuleana in or ike in. And so they make all this stuff. And all of a sudden with Mary Monarch on, they've got all this stuff and they go, what now? And we were working up to that. And that's how we get from year to year and to do what we need to do. So they saw that and they decided to put this together to help them. And then they realized that, wait a minute, wow, there's a bigger picture here with COVID happening. And it's now gone from just the Mary Monarch people to Hawaii small businesses. This year, there were some growing pains. And I have a couple of comments here on that. One of them is that we appreciate the support from everyone. That's one. We appreciate the interest in small businesses. That's two. Just know that we are not Amazon. I shouldn't even say we. I was just the television host. That Pop-Up Makeke is not Amazon. Okay, so Amazon, they electronically take your information, and they've got bots that go ahead and send it off to you. When you put your item in the Pop-Up Makeke, a local brother or sister reads that, they go running down the aisles and they go, pick and they get and they make sure and the sizes, and then they put it inside. You know, you go in big muscular brother, and they put in one little thing inside one little plastic bag and seal them up all nice, and then put them inside the box with the spacers so that way it goes in and gets it to you. Wow. So therefore, everybody was getting mad because they weren't getting. Okay, it all started with Black Friday, Thanksgiving. We did a sale and it went ballistic. And from that point, they had a hard time recovering because of the amount of orders. They had not anticipated the demand. They had, but not to the degree that it went. So that's good news, but so they had to do a lot of catching up. And what people don't realize is that also, when you go ahead and put your stuff inside of the fill out the form to purchase your items, you have to be very careful about it, because if you don't put your apartment number, the box then comes back to Pop-Up Makeke, and then they have to look at it. They have to find out why and investigate. Then they have to repostage it and then send that out again. And by that time, it's a little bit late and you're wondering where your package is. So those were just some of the things with Pop-Up Makeke. So what they're doing now is they're revamping, they're re-looking at it, and we are waiting word on when that will happen again. And we hope it's soon or whenever the right time is, and we'll be excited and we'll be right back in that again. The other thing is, other than Council for Native Hawaiian Advancement, man, OEV TV, Na'alehu Anthony, who is not only a great captain of that crew, but he's also one of the captains of Hokulea, but they do such a solid job. And it was a team effort on that one. Sorry, was that a long explanation on a single question?
Oh, man. Everybody's like, I did want to say that one of my cousins, he's actually on Kauai right now, but they run the Hungry Hawaiian. They were on Pop-Up Makeke. And you guys went down, the host went down to the facility and to the shop. And, but you know, I asked him, I said, hey, how was Pop-Up Makeke for you? And he said one word. He said, that was a blessing. That was a blessing for us. And he's actually watching right now. Rick, aloha, Rick. Love you, brother.
Hungry Hawaiian, thank you.
But that was what he said. He said, no, it was a blessing. And I appreciate that. The other thing is I watched the episode. I think we watched them all, my wife and I. But where you guys had the box wrapping contest.
Yes.
So if anybody wanted to understand why it was taking long, just watch that episode and you'll see how difficult it is to fit these things in a box and tape it up nicely. How did you do in that contest, by the way?
Terrible. I did terrible. We both lost, by the way, on that one because, you know, I did everything, and I think I forgot to put the actual invoice inside the box. I think that's where I failed. Other than that, I would have won. Right. But I didn't put that, and that's so important that that invoice goes inside the box to send to the customer. So fail, Billy V, fail.
It was so much fun. I tell you, it's incredible. But you know, the amount of, and it's unfortunate. I mean, so Pop-Up Makeke right now is done for now.
Yeah, the site is no longer online. And that's actually a good thing because they need to do that in order to revamp, because once again, we're not Amazon. So it's not like we can change the software and everything right away. Plus, we don't know how much inventory that we have from our vendors. We have to rely on the vendors to make sure that we have all the things, commitments from them that they're going to give us. And when we know how much that is that they have, we can, you know, there's a lot of work that just boggles my mind and makes my mind crazy. So that's the reason why I'm the television host and I'm not packing, because if I packed your stuff and did the organization, bro, your stuff would be going to Kaho'olawe, okay, Kalamaia'u, but it would. So, you know, there it is.
Well, I'd like to ask you, first of all, starting with our segment with you tonight, you know, how did you get into radio and TV? First of all, what school did you attend?
Konawaena High School, home of the Wildcats, Mokuokeawe West Side.
Okay, so you see, local folks, if you just stick with it and talk well, you can end up on TV and shows. Like like Billy V, like Billy V. Okay, so how did you start? How did you start in this business? How did you start?
Okay, so starting in radio, I grew up on the Big Island. Imagine 6th grade, I come home from school, I do the stuff after school, supposed to be homework. So I'm doing that, and at 6 o'clock, somebody comes on the radio. Now, I live Big Island in Kona. I'm listening to all the Honolulu radio stations because they're all the ones with the good music and, all for, my age. And so, there at the time, there was KKUA. That was the hot station back then. So Kamasami Kong, 6 o'clock at night, he would be on, he would have his theme song, and then he'd talk right away. And in his show, they had giveaways. It sounded like a party. It was all my favorite music. It was on at 6 o'clock, and I was there like that before that theme song went on. It was such a raging party that I wanted to know how I could be on that side. I wanted to be a part of the party. 6th grade, couldn't get away from it. So I, through some of my dad's friends who sat me down, says, okay, this is what you want to do. What's the steps? So by the time I was a freshman in high school, I had my 3rd class FCC license, which means I had to go ride motorcycle in the back of my dad's friend's motorcycle to go Hilo federal building in Hilo, and take the 40-question multiple choice test. And then I got my license. I think I got 2 wrong. So, okay, freshman, I go up to the local radio station, KKON, and I apply for the job. Freshman, high school. No. Come back when you're graduated. Okay. So in the meantime, I do volunteer sports reports in my senior year, and they are, I'm working my way to try to be in radio. I'm going to kind of steer you off course for a little bit to kind of complete this story. So as a freshman, we didn't have that much money. So I used to try to make money where I could. Inside school, when the school bell ring and I go up, run up for lunch, I'm the first one in line for ice cream. Get the guys getting the food for lunch. I'm getting ice cream. Ice cream is 45 cents. So I'm there first in line. All the big brothers from basketball, football, hey, but my ice cream. Oh, okay. Yeah, $1. And so, 45 cents. That's, if I don't have to give them change for one, that's nickel. If there's 2, that's dime, right? So I would wind up buying, can I have 40 milk nickel? Can I have 30 fudge and 20 of that one? And I get Pippa with lists. So I go off to the side of them on the counter and I go sell. And then they come to me, I give them, and I walk away with maybe about $6-7 in a day. So, not too bad. It wasn't illegal and nobody ever said anything. I went a whole year doing that. The girls behind the ice cream counter, they were all band girls. They were all cute Japanese. They were pretty Japanese girls. So I would go eat lunch with them afterwards. And then they were all the kind of student government. So they're the ones that are trying to, organize activities. Senior ball, they're talking about it. Oh, coming up next month. Oh, we should get one radio guy from the guy in Honolulu to come and do our prom. Oh, that'd be so good. Oh, we be the talk of Big Island. So I'm hearing this. I'm going, they go, oh, what's the guy's name? KKUA, 7 to midnight. I'm listening. I go, oh, Dave Lancaster. And they go, I'm a freshman. They're seniors. Oh, Dave Lancaster. Yeah. That's the one. So anyway, blah, 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 blah. So they all talking about organizing it and everything. So I hear them. They want to ask him, but how are we going to do that? So I go home that night. Neighbor Island calls. So it means my mom found out later on the charge that I called Honolulu. I call up the radio station. I called up Dave Lancaster and hello, KKUA. Oh, hi. Is this Dave? Yeah, my voice was high. Hi, is this Dave Lancaster? Oh, yeah. What can I do for you? I'm calling from Big Island. If we pay for your airfare, hotel, and rent a car, can you come and do a senior prom? Oh, okay. Oh, what's the date? Give him the date. Shoots. Oh, I can't. Okay, I'll get you. I'll get the organizers to call you probably maybe tomorrow. Okay, sounds good. Thank you. Hey, thank you for calling. Thank you for listening. All right. I go to school the next day, and they're talking. I don't know, senior ball. I go, oh, by the way, I talked to Dave Lancaster, and he says, yeah, can do. He can do it. Screams. I got hugs. I was like the cape flowing. I was standing. The cape was blowing in the wind, and I was standing there. hero. So day of senior ball, he arrives. So I make sure that I'm outside the gymnasium when he arrives so I can go meet him and bring him into the gymnasium to meet the girls who are decorating the senior ball. So I bring him in. Dave Lancaster, hey, are you Billy Van Oslo? I said, yeah. Oh, meet you the girls. Ladies, this is Dave Lancaster. Yeah! More hugs. The cape is blowing in the wind. I'm standing there. So Dave Lancaster does the senior ball. We can move forward now. I've graduated from high school. I've worked for the radio station there for 3 years, but they're not going to hire me as a program director or as a morning personality. So I pack up my bags, moved to Honolulu, staying in a room in Waipahu, $300 in my pocket. I'm pounding the pavement for a week. Nobody's hiring. KKUA, KIKI, the news stations, KSSK, nobody, KHVH. Somebody says, oh, I hear the Hawaiian stations, they're hiring somebody. Sorry, they didn't say it like that because they wasn't local. So I hear that the Hawaiian station is hiring somebody, so you can go down there and apply there. I said, oh, okay. So I go down to the Hawaiian station. I walk in. Momi, the secretary, helping me. I fill out the application. I hear a voice. Can I go into and see the studio real quick and say hello? Sure. Buzzes me in. I walk back. 3rd floor, Pioneer Plaza, downtown. Open up the door. Billy Van Oslo, Dave Lancaster. I got hired that day.
Wow.
I worked for him for 1 week doing the news. That's what I was hired for, the news, even though I had played Hawaiian music on Hawaii Island at the radio station. So I worked for him for a week, and then I'm told I'm going to be working. They're changing my shift. I'm going to work for the program director and do news under her and learn from her. I go in. Week after I started, I am now working with Honolulu Skylark. That would begin a long friendship, and she would become my radio kumu, the founder of the Nahoku Hanahana Awards, along with Crush Kiloha and Kimo Kahawano. It would be a friendship until she went to be with her kupuna, and still continues today. And so the very first newscast that I did for her, I did the newscast. Me. Oh, buzzer. Can you come inside the studio, please? Yes, Sky. Come into the studio. Yes, Sky. She goes, hey, it's Kapalama. It's not Kapalama, okay? Just let you know. Smile, smile. Okay. She says, there's a lot of Hawaiian tapes in the back. Go back and listen to them. Improve your Hawaiian pronunciation. We'll see you next newscast. Yes, Sky. Thank you, Sky. She would be my kumu for a long time. And I love her so much and thank her for everything that she's given, not only me, but generations of other radio personalities. So, Charlie, in a nutshell, that's the story.
Beautiful. You know, when you talk about Pioneer Plaza, back then, with the bottom, they had a bar downstairs. And I remember I want to say it was King's Club, something like that. And we used to go upstairs. And at the time, Mokeale was doing the nighttime. And then I know at one time Duke Tuba show was a nighttime, and that was the one where for maybe like 2 hours we never hear nothing because I think brother would fall asleep.
There are many stories about the 4th floor of Pioneer Plaza. Everything from people who have fallen asleep. Those were back in the days when Alan Kazanawana used to have, Monday Night Lives, and the Monday Night Lives sometimes went till Tuesday early morning, and usually the party until the morning crew came in off the air. There were also stories that if you listened real carefully in the very, very way back behind the studios into the storage side, in the middle of the night, you could hear Gabi Pahinui music, and there's nothing on. Never confirmed that. I didn't hear that, but I heard that a lot of times.
Wow. Those are the days, boy.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Dookie D, by the way, I see him still every now and then, and he is still working in sound and staging when there is sound and staging. That may be a little while.
Well, I remember Brickwood. Brickwood was there too at the time. Brickwood Dalataria.
Yep.
A lot of all of us ex-Kamehameha grads. So So you notice how I said Kamehameha. I got to make sure I get a couple of cracks as I go off the air.
So, so Billy, I mean, so you've been on the radio now long, 30 plus years.
Yeah, it's it. So yeah, yeah, about there. Okay, sure, yes.
Pretty, I think that's what, I didn't, you know, I was trying to find a picture of you, and I was gonna put up a funny picture, but I saw you, I came across your website and I checked out your website and thinking, wow, what an impressive career. But you know, we see you and hear you now every day. And how is it like? What's it like? We're talking before you came on that you are you're in the middle of the news. You work in a news station. You get all the tons of news coming in. It gets sorted and prioritized. And you know, we always talk about when we talk to our guests, especially the ones that are on the news or on CNN or wherever, we let them know that, hey, you get a 3-minute, 5-minute snippet on the news, you come to our show, you get an hour. So,
Yep.
you know, COVID has really taken over the news, the story. Of course, we got elections and all that other things. But as it relates to COVID, what what are you guys seeing? What's the real? What are you guys really seeing on there? Does the news get sorted? Does it get angled a certain way? How how does it work?
The best way to tell you how it works is that there are amazing producers. So, you know, you see the reporters on camera. There are amazing producers that are doing the work of putting the news together, sourcing everything, making sure that everything is credible and checking the information. Because, you know, in this area of, and I hate to say, I hate the words, and I don't. No, I'm going to have to say it just so I can just say it. In this period of what we call fake news, um, we don't need that here in Hawaii. So they go through a painstaking effort at the producer level to make sure that all of the information that we have is credible, no matter where it comes from. Everything gets filtered through them. Um, Notice that that's the producers. Let me take a step back. Know that I'm the radio guy in this group of TV people. And so is Howard Dykes. Awesome, long career in radio. Um, so, but he's been in it a lot longer on the television side than I have. So I'm kind of the newbie of the bunch. So while I've been in radio a long time, so I watch everything that happens. Let me just tell you what my view is. Because if I were to sit here and tell you what the newsroom's view is, that's something that our news director, and that might be kind of above my pay grade. So I can only tell you what I see. I see every day this group of people called producers work very hard and take very seriously their craft of gathering information together and making it palatable so that you and I understand what is going on, but in a way that there's no question about, you know, you can really mince words, yeah, and you have to say it in a way so that it's understood what the facts are. And even then, sometimes us as reporters will go back into the producers and say, hey, I saw this to here. And they'll say, okay, so we checked with so-and-so, and this is what they told us. I was like, okay. So that's okay. Now I get where it comes from, and we'll ask our questions. And then we're on the air and we tell the story to the best of our ability. Notice that it's not just words that are going out, it's the words, but the pictures and the video as well. So, you know, you've got to make sure that you're showing all of the right things to make sure that you are completing the story for everyone and getting it right. That's the number one thing. I cannot tell you the amount of times where it's like I say, hey, I've seen this story. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Let me take, for example, I love you, Willie. Willie K's passing. When that happened, I got a text message from Willie's wife, and I've been in touch with them. They're lifelong friends. And so I'm in touch with them. Debbie lets me know. I let my producers know. The first thing out of his mouth, he goes, where is that information from? Is it from a family member? I say, yes. And I say, it's from Swat. He goes, okay. It's always a check of the information. And it's not as questioning me as a person, but he wants to hear it so he understands where it comes from as well, not just believing me. He wants to know, okay, credible source. Good. Awesome. Then next questions and next questions and next questions. From my point of view, I don't see how you're asking me, how are things angled? I'd like to be able to say that I think that things are fact driven and not angled one way or another. 1 + 1 = 2. 2 + 2 = 4. There's no changing that. And there's factual information in that. And so that's what we believe. And if we supply the facts, it's up to you to decide on what you see. But we try to give you the factual information so that you can make an informed decision on what you do next, on how you move forward, or as to whether you use that information at all. Maybe that information doesn't concern you. I understand that. Not information for one subject is for everyone, because some people are like, oh, okay, but that doesn't really matter to me. I'm hoping that I have answered your question, or you'll have a follow-up question to get me to more of what you're thinking. And I already see Mel looking and laughing.
No, because the question wasn't maybe, yeah, you got it. And it's almost like this show. It's almost like this show. You know, we put out the information, people do what they want with it. Yeah, that question was not meant any other way but that. And you answered it perfectly. Thank you. And in fact, I'll tell you, when I got an email once, I remember calling Charlie and telling Charlie, Hawaii News Now just said email. They like use our video for their show.
Yeah.
It's like, what? Oh, yes. That was the OCCC, I believe. It was the OCCC case, and they've used it a few times, and that's ultimate honor when we see a news station use our video. It's crazy. It's crazy. But,
well, yeah, and that just goes to show, you know, what I mentioned that the iWatch, our newsroom has people that are on multiple screens depending on the subject matter that they're covering, and they're watching what people are talking about. So I can tell you that you're on our notifications. So whenever you guys go live, ding, and they go look to see who your guest is. And if your guest is on something that they're covering, then they are going on, just like if it was something from ESPN or something, you know, that they're interviewing or something, then, you know, so notifications, yeah, we use them a lot in the newsroom.
You know what makes it really hard? Well, I don't say it makes it hard for our guests, but, you know, we both, Mel and I, we made a commitment, and that is, you know, I told Mel, because Mel invited me on, you know, he was doing this before I even got into it. And I just told Mel, you just got to promise me one thing. You bring somebody on, I don't want any of the guests to be pinned into a corner. I don't want to do that, because it can be a really bad situation that can go terribly wrong if we can't control it. So let's just promise each other we won't do that. And so the thing that's difficult is, you know, both he and I, former police officers. So the questions we ask is from a very we don't ask the standard investigative questions, because we know where we want to go. And sometimes the people may understand what we're doing, and sometimes may not. But we also feel that if we're afraid they're going to answer something that might pin them in a corner, then we divert from that, because we know that we can already hear what's coming out. So I think I wanted to find out from you, as you know, just a general question to you, and that is, we have a lot of viewers that see when 9/11 hit, there was an interest on terrorism, but not everybody was interested in that. Okay. With COVID, it seems like everybody from 6th grade, like you said, all the way up to kupunas, they want to know about COVID. And so sometimes when we're watching certain channels that's covering maybe a statement that the lieutenant governor makes, or maybe what Governor Ige says, or maybe Char, you know, and this started from in the beginning when there was Anderson and Park when there was that big debate because we kind of saw things going awry already. I saw questions being asked, and yet Mel and I were getting frustrated because they said, "Ask this question. Let's get to the nuts and bolts because we're looking at it from a grassroots level because whatever the response is, the people who are watching, it's going to affect them. We're not in a political realm. We're the grassroots folks. They're the ones that got to be appeased because if you're trying to tell us that, hey, we need to flatten the curve, it appease them to tell them how to flatten the curve. You know, you don't have to go through somebody that's way up there. I wanted to ask you, how is your view with, news in general on how it's being covered with COVID, especially the local scene now?
I have to answer that starting off with this premise. Keep in mind that and there's no, how shall I say this? I can only tell you from my point of view on local news coverage in my station, because I don't mean this to slight any of our news brothers and sisters from other organizations, but I don't watch anybody else. So with that said, let me attempt to answer your question. How do I think that the news coverage is for COVID? I think that there are some people that are beginning to get feel COVID saturated to the point where they're not exactly listening anymore, or that they're not holding a high importance to the precautions that we're giving, to the point where it's like, for some people, it's like going, for COVID, but it's important. So I think that our coverage is a lot, but it's the most important thing right now on the planet. So why would you not talk about it from every single different side? We went from the, what is COVID? Where did it come from? How can you get it? How can you prevent it? To now, it's like, okay, you've got vaccines. How much of the vaccine? Where can you get the vaccine? Who's getting it first? When is my time? Which is really what you guys have been answering. Because if you, 2 shows ago, you had Dr., or was it last night? Dr. Kapono?
Strong Hansen, yeah.
Yeah, and you had him on, and you were going through all the links of, on the island of Kauai. This is what this organization is saying. These are what these people are saying. These are the people that are next on the list, and these are the things that people are wanting to know. So, it's from a news side, you're trying to give as much, the information that's necessary keeps changing. So you have to keep up with that, and you want to stay on top of it and not behind it. Because the thing with news is the first 3 letters, new. Always want to find out what's new, what's important now. So do I feel like it's being covered too much? No.
Yeah.
I have different frustrations that have nothing to do with the news coverage. That's just me. I'll get into that in a moment. But as far as the news coverage is concerned, I believe that everybody and our competitors are trying to do the best job of getting the information out as much as possible. The difference becomes in the delivery of the news, the information, and et cetera. But I think that everybody's mindset is the same. I can't comment on any more on the other side and my competitors because I don't know. I don't watch them. So,
No, perfect. Because I've always told Mel, and I've said this even to the lieutenant governor. I said, we really got to do on the government side of the state administration, and as well as each county. We believe that our mayor here has done a really, good messaging program. But the messaging, you got to get the message out, and it's got to be believable because once the credibility factor goes down there, and I'm just gonna say it, at one time we were all good friends with the lieutenant governor, and we're all marching towards the same goal, getting a second test, doing this. And then all of a sudden, he changed the story, which lost a lot of our viewers. So now, when he comes on and says something, you just watch the comments. They don't want to believe him anymore. It's like the credibility factor is gone, and that's what we're trying to say. You know, we're going to bring it on, and we're not going to force feed anybody. If you can use the information, fine. If not, we move on. But we told the administration, you got to get a messaging program that everybody can understand, that everybody can buy into it. Because if you don't, nothing's going to work. And now with the vaccine, right? Take the vaccine. Now you saw the governor from, I guess, what, Minnesota or someplace like that. He was outraged because why? Now they release the info, there's not enough. And so there's this big frustration. And yet we get a report, and Mel put it out, that Hawaii is the third lowest in rolling it out. It's like, we got these vaccines, but, you know, why is it taking so long to, you know, getting into people's arms, that kind of stuff. So it's all about the messaging. And do you agree with that? The messaging can be better from the administration side?
Well, before you, Billy, before you answer that, you made a post, and it ties right into what Charlie's saying. And I think, in fact, I think we're discussing something along these lines. And you made a post on the show, and you said, "We've missed the boat. We were too late. Now all we gotta wait for is, or now we just have to wait for everyone to be vaccinated." I don't know if you remember posting that, and I thought it hit me. It's like, that is true. That's so true. And I was surprised that you posted it. I was like, wow, man, this guy is courageous.
It's the real deal.
But
Okay. Well,
I appreciated the comment, but I think that kind of ties into what Charlie is saying.
So let me go back a little bit, taking into consideration what Charlie was asking me. I find it difficult. I understand that everybody's frustrated with the administration under Governor Ige and what they have done for COVID. This is my personal point of view. This is not the point of view of any organization that I'm affiliated with. This is just me and mental regurgitation, okay? It is hard for me to be critical completely of the administration because they have had difficulties from a federal level, and we're learning about that now. How much vaccine do we have? How much are we getting? When are we getting it? So the state can't get those numbers, in my mind. This is what I'm thinking. So it's hard to plan when you've got too many questionable factors. So you do the best with what you can do. When you had the lieutenant governor on the very first time, I must have been cheering my butt off. I went, okay, well, here's a lot of the answers we've been waiting for. You know, and it was just like a doctor, straight up, straight shot. This is, you know, it's a fact sheet. This is the amount. This is what we need to do. We need to do this. That's my diagnosis. There you go. It's up to you whether you want to follow the diagnosis and the doctor's orders, but here it is. So, you know, I took that information. I went, wow. It seemed to be a little bit different from what I was hearing elsewhere in the administration. And I don't want to go into the politics. What you're asking me to do is you're asking me to make assumptions on information that's incomplete. So I don't know if somebody's trying to now turn things, you know, to back up a government and what they're doing or this or that. All I can do is take that information that they give, because right now it's the credible one, supposedly. There's nobody else to give the information. So I rely on the reporters to ask those questions, to get that information from them. And boy, has there been frustration from the reporters in trying to get information and to get that and turn that around and present that so that way all of us kind of know what's going on. And And that goes to Mel's point of all of us trying to get onto the same page, because that's important. Here's another thing that I'm going to go off on, and this is my comment that I wrote on your show the other night. And this is, again, me. It's not representative of anybody I'm affiliated with. Do I think we missed the boat on this one? Yes, I think so. I think we needed to lock down early, to really lock down. We used to joke about this, Hawaii 5-0. Hawaii 5-0. McGarrett's going to lock up the Rock tonight at 6 on CBS. We used to laugh about that. But should we have done that earlier? Yeah. Yes. Now, are you saying, Billy V, that you are mad at the government for doing this? Partly. Or for not doing this. You know who I'm more mad at, I think? Us. A lot of people are, excuse me. Okay. Can I use this? Yeah.
Billy,
mental process.
Anything? No, this ain't the news. This ain't the radio. This is Facebook Live. You can.
Okay. A lot of people are bitching about the government and they didn't do this. They didn't do this. They didn't do this. And I'm talking only about Hawaii now. But we're not doing it as a people. We're still not all washing our hands and distancing, and wash hands, watch your distance, and wear your masks. We're all not doing it. If you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. In the respect of Aloha Aina, what are we supposed to do in instances like this? We take care of our kupuna. We take care of our keiki. We're supposed to do that. Are we doing that? Now, there's a lot of you watching right now that are doing that. And just know that I'm preaching probably to the choir. Probably everybody that's making comments right now does that. It's a Kalko thing. Thank you. I know. My dog is growling in front of me because he's hearing my voice raised. Thank you. Sorry. So I'll do it in a happier voice. So it's the ones that are not doing it. It's a Kalko thing. I am wearing my mask for you. You're wearing your mask for everyone else. I am in a household that is a little bit high risk. Thank you. I am a cancer survivor. Yeah. Oh, that's a different bark. That bark means that my wife has arrived home and Chewy wants to go outside. So I am a cancer survivor. My mother-in-law is 84 years old. My son has pre-asthma. On all of those conditions, we're watchful. As soon as any of us can get the vaccine, we're going for it. We're bolting for it like a linebacker like a running back for the end zone. So thank you, Mama. My wife is now taking the dog out of the room. So, we have to be able to control. We, as if you want to talk about our lahui, but in a different sense, there is more than just our lahui as in Hawaiians. It's all of us that live here. We have a kuleana to the aina. We have a kuleana to each other under aloha aina. That's what taking care and having aloha is. And reaching out. You mentioned this the other night with the doctor, making sure, hey, do you have kupuna that are not tech savvy? Go knock on their door, wear your mask, and see if they need help. I was just like, yeah, there it is. There it is. I only can deal with what I can control. And what I can control is what me and my family do. And we do that every single day. Of anybody in my family, because of the news, I'm out the most. Other than that, we're hunkered. We're home. If I'm out, it's because I got to go work or because my wife told me, please go store. So, again, that's a long, long answer to a single question.
It's an honest one, and I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, we're gonna have a contest after, right before we end.
Yep.
And it's gonna be fun. It's for the two of you, actually.
Okay, it's not a rapping contest for Papa Makeke, right?
Oh man, did Charlie tell you? No, it's not a rapping contest with Papa Makeke, but I'll reveal it.
You know how this Kanaka rap gives, eh? take a put them in a brown paper bag and go here. That's how it is.
Thank you.
You
Thank you
know,
very much.
one of the things I really love about this platform is its interaction with the community. It's
Mm.
where, unlike the news, radio you can they can call in and you can there's some interaction on the radio. Obviously, TV now is a little different because you guys do it on Facebook Live. People can do the questions, but for us, it's purely interaction. And there are a couple of questions that's been popping up. I'm not sure if you have the Facebook feed going, but one of them was, first of all, I have one. You guys look like you have a lot of fun on the set. You guys look like you have a lot of fun. Like you guys all get along, you click. I met Howard Dykes once, interesting guy, really, really fun guy, actually. He's and a brilliant, he's very smart guy.
Very,
But
very.
you guys seem like you get along a lot. And everybody's got dogs. It's like everybody's got dogs.
Um, I we hang out with each other when we can. Of course, we haven't been able to since March. Um, we all get along, and all of us have amazing um, things that we are experts in. You know, with Howard, it's business and financial. With Steve and Grace, it's varied. With Lacey, it's more on the Hawaiiana side, and of course, traffic, of course. But um, we tease her that she's the millennial constantly, and so you know, we talk about. So you know, there was a cassette tape that I had. So Lacey, a cassette tape. I know what a cassette tape is. You know, it's those kind of conversations. So when you see us, oh, let me give you a piece here. This will kind of make it understanding. So Dan Cook, right? Dan Cook, this is one of my first days. I had been working. I'm an original member of Sunrise, doing it out of the radio studios. I would do my reports from the radio station, my entertainment reports. And then when I first week of me being actually in-house, after one of the meetings, I kind of went up to Dan Cook. I says, Dan, do you have any advice for me? Being now that I'm here with you guys, you know, in the morning. He thought for a moment. He goes, sit down. I said, okay. Dan Cook is about to give me advice. Veteran, anchor, you know, weather person. And he tells me, he goes, okay, so here's my advice to you. Just know that we are all here and supportive of you. And when things seem to go and seem like you're about to go over a cliff, just know that when you get to that point and you are against that cliff, that we are all standing behind you. And when you can feel yourself starting to fall over on that cliff, that we will reach out, we will grab you. And when you make mistakes and stuff like that, we will pull you back. And I was going, wow, you know, just a feeling of ohana and people behind you. And then he took pause for a moment. He looked at me and he goes, or we will let you fall and we will laugh at you for the whole morning long. And he walked away. And I was like, what? Wait a minute. What? And they were exactly right. There have been times when it's like, I will walk through the wrong camera. And then all of a sudden, Howard will see that, and then he will run through that camera, and then Guy will run through that camera, and just everybody's laughing, and it's live on television. And or if you do something, sometimes Steve will say something, and we will crack up, and we will tease him all the way through the newscast. That's kind of that pressure barrier relief switch in a high intensity newsroom. When you can have moments of like that, and it's constant through the morning, the way that the people are, whether it's behind the scenes or in back of house in mission control, what I call, or in the studio, that's on constantly. And what it also does is it keeps you mentally alert. So you know, whether you're concentrating on the news or you're laughing at something in the commercial break, it's those kinds of things that keep us together as a crew. It is a unique environment. I've never had anything like it. And it is truly, at the end of the day, satisfying inside work to where it's like you can go to bed at night, sleep well, and you want to go to work the next morning.
Funniest blooper? What's the funniest blooper that you have that has been on you that you?
No blooper is funny, Mel. A blooper is a mistake. Okay.
Yeah,
I'll give you...
that was a question from one of the viewers. What is your most embarrassing or funniest
Okay,
blooper?
embarrassing. I'll go with that. And I apologize. I don't have the comments in front of me. I only have the screen. So thank you for your comments on Mel and Charlie's page. So Nahoku Hanahana Awards. I am there.
God.
Along with Randy Hudnall. We are presenting one night, and we are presenting one of the biggest awards of the evening. So we are there. Randy talks. I talk. We have our cue cards in front of us. And so the nominees are, once we say that, then on the television screen is the video of, it flashes with the award and the nominee name and the album cover. So 1 nominee, 2 nominee, 3 nominee, 4 nominee, 5 nominee. We're watching this. We're doing good. We're saying our lines. We're almost to the finish line. Time for me to do my main work of, I open up the envelope and I have the card and I'm about to read it. Suddenly, just before I open my mouth, Randy Hudnall's hand slams down on the card and slams it onto the podium. I look at Randy. Randy looks at me. I'm puzzled for a moment, but we're on live television. So I wrench the card out from underneath him, thinking that he's playing a joke, and I read the card as it says. It's the wrong category winner.
Oh.
For an award that was coming up in 3 awards later. I announced that the winner of the award, which was not what the nominees just showed, which means I had the wrong card in my hands, the winner was Israel Kamaka Vivo Ole. He was not nominated in any of the categories that everybody just saw. And I all of a sudden went, and Randy lifted his hand away. I walked off the stage and I cried inside really hard for about 5 minutes, to the point I needed one of those paper bags, hyperventilating. It still hurts to talk about it. Just that, making that mistake and throwing everything suddenly in the back area, everything was in chaos because it was people running to and figuring out how they were going to. And I just could just stand there and say nothing. That was probably the worst mistake ever made on a live broadcast. Thank you for your question.
I'm sorry,
There's
man.
silence from the galleries.
I didn't mean to reopen that wound.
Is there alcohol in this? No. Oh, darn it.
Oh God! I mean, Charlie is also an entertainer. He's been on stage. I mean, I guess we could ask Charlie. I've watched Charlie. Charlie's bloopers are self-induced, though. He does them on purpose. It's not a real blooper. But
it's what they call comedy, then.
Yeah, but sometimes, Charlie, what is the funniest thing that's ever happened to you in all your years?
I actually sang a song that I just had a total brain fart and forgot all the words. So like a trooper, you keep on playing and you sing, and the people clap at the end of the show. They say, "Wow, Charlie, we never heard those lyrics. Maybe that's one of the special albums the person did." And I go, "No, that's just me making up my words. I'm glad you liked it, though." I mean, what else can I do? I was already looking like a bolo on stage anyway. So, I don't finish this thing out.
Charlie, one night we went to go watch Charlie, my wife and I think we might have even taken my mother-in-law. I'm like you, man. My mother-in-law is 82, 84. And, that's why I'm so concerned and so passionate about this thing. Because, I don't want to be the one to take the virus to my mother-in-law. But anyway, so we're at the steakhouse where Charlie plays. And he sets everything up and he goes, ladies and gentlemen, I just realized I don't have my iPad with the music. So the songs you're going to hear tonight are going to be a version that you've never heard before. I thought that I was thinking I would be panicking out. But he did really well. He did extremely well. He made up all the words, but we couldn't tell. You couldn't tell.
So, brother, it was a beautiful acoustic set, yeah?
Yes. It was solid, man. I mean,
I'll tell you what happened. I was with honor. I was asked by Leanna Robinson, the wife of Bruce Robinson, and they were their, I believe it was their nephew was getting married, and they hosted the wedding, and they hired myself and my group to go play music. And nearly 99% of the crowd were Niihawans, and I started to do my rendition of several Hawaiian songs, and they were like, it wasn't an overwhelming clap. It was like so. As they started to do they started to talk, like most weddings have during that break. We had a break. We could go eat. I made my way to the back area to go eat, and all Leanna did was she goes, "Kali, I love you.
Oh.
I think you need to go study your Hawaiian now." And so I told my wife, from that point on, if Leanna is in the crowd, I tell my other partners, I don't like sing Hawaiian to Hawaii. Right there, I don't like singing you. I go sing the English song, you sing the Hawaiian songs.
Billy, you speak Hawaiian. Billy, you very articulate when you say the Hawaiian words. I mean, that's something that sticks out quite a bit. Are you fluent in Olelo?
No. Oh, ole. No, no, no,
Oh,
no.
really?
I wish I could tell you that I was. I've gone to the University of Hawaii. I did not finish only because they had switched my radio schedule from working overnights to working mornings and middays. So that kind of took me out of it, and I never finished. I have friends who help me from time to time. Do I speak the language entirely, fluently? No.
And one more personal question. Van Oslo, what is that like? What are you adopted or what? What? You look like Hawaiian, man. See, you never know what's gonna come out on this show, man. I tell you.
No, actually, not adopted. Thank you for asking that wonderful question. So, Dad is from Van Nuys, California. Van Nuys, he's a Valley boy. And my grandmother, on my dad's side, his mom is full French, 100%. She came over through Ellis Island. Van also came from Holland, came through Ellis Island as well, went east, or from the east through the Dakotas that we can trace over to California. And so my dad grew up in Van Nuys, California. My mom, real quickly, shout out Bacleon family and Kualu family over on the island of Kauai. How's it? Hi, family.
Wow.
Mom is from Kilauea. Grandma and Grandpa Tutu Lady Tutu Man from Kilauea, Kauai, about a block away from the gym. And that house wouldn't go bye-bye in Iniki. But that's where we grew up as kids down there. But my mom went to school, elementary time, on Kauai, and then she was a boarder at Kamehameha, Charlie. So she, in the 60s, danced and played music up and down the West Coast of California. And then my dad saw her one night, stalker. And then, kind of started following the group and followed her and stalker and wound up marrying her. and here we are. So Van Alsdo is from his side of the family. And we are still doing our best to trace that side back to.
Wow. I had no clue that you had some roots here on Kauai. I got some good friends, Bacleons. I mean, what a small world. That's why I love this place, Billy. I really love this place. And, the time goes by so quick, unfortunately. But we're going to have this little contest. But before we do the contest, Billy, I want to give you an opportunity to, you awesome commentary on the fact that our local people are not following the rules. I mean, Charlie and I, we pound that in. I've lost some friends. Okay, that's all right. COVID don't care if you're my friend or not. He's going to get you anyway. So we pound every night. Wear your mask. Wear your mask. Wash your hands. But anything you want to tell our viewers, man, before we hit that amazing contest?
From the Hawaii News Now side, I was just kind of thinking in my head, there have been many things that have been happening, especially on a political side of things. However, I am proud of the men and women that I work with that they take the political out and continue to deliver factual information. Really proud of what and how they do. And I sit there and I sponge every single day that I get to work with an amazing crew at Hawaii News Now. So when we were talking about presenting the news, there are some times that perhaps we're talking about things that you know, when you present factual information, you wish were not that way, that you wish were perhaps another way, maybe, but everybody puts that at the door. And when you get into the doorway and you get on the set or you get into the building, what you do is your job, and your job is to report facts and get those out there and let people decide on their use of those facts. And hopefully when it comes to the facts of vaccines, that you will go and get yours and take care of your families and your ohana, and always keep your kupuna in mind. Thank you so much for letting me be on. It truly is an honor for me, especially the way that you handle yourselves, you handle your guests, you allow them to talk story, but still you ask the questions that need to be asked, and answers is the thing that we're all seeking. Finally, my wife is awesome. My wife is awesome. My wife is awesome. And so is my son. Okay. Hi, Mom on Big Island. Hi, Dad. I think I got them all. Thanks, guys.
Right on. Right on.
Now, what is this contest I'm hearing about?
Before we do the contest, you'll be on Monday morning, right?
Sorry?
You'll be on Monday morning?
Monday is a holiday, but we are in-house, yes.
So you're going to have your newscast in the morning?
Yes, sir.
Can you like say, hey, hi, Mel and Charlie?
Yes. And actually, can you guys do me a favor? I'd like you to smile right now because I'm taking a picture. I'm screenshotting a picture right now. So smile, guys. Shakas. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
You know, I just saw one of the best comments that we've ever had. We've had a lot. I shouldn't say that because I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings, but this one just came at the right time. It said, this show is like a big hug. That, Mairead, thank you. And there's so many of you that just send us love, and that just came at the right time. Awesome. Anyway, okay. So Charlie's like very irritated right now because he doesn't know what's happening. As you know, Billy, we do not script these. We do not caution or warn. You know firsthand, man. We didn't tell you what we're going to talk about. We had no idea because we don't know ourselves. But tonight, on Tuesday, the mayor of Kauai will be on our show along with our health director, Dr. Berriman. They're going to come on, and this is for all of you. They're going to give us the best, newest updates of COVID here on Kauai. And Dr. Berriman also has a very good pulse of what's happening in the state. But the contest is, and because Charlie is more familiar with our mayor and Dr. Berriman, I'm going to ask him to go first. He's going to announce Tuesday's show in his radio voice. And then, Billy, you will introduce the same show in your voice. So Charlie will start. It's Tuesday at 7 o'clock.
Hang on for a second. I have a question on the rules of this. Can we use any voice we want to, or is it a voice of our choice?
Any voice you want to, but just pretend that this is the real announcement that's going to go out to everybody, and it's not a comedy.
Okay.
This is like you would if you were hired to do the I don't know what you guys in the industry call it, but you're going to announce the show. Our show is on Tuesday night. It's Facebook Live with Mel and Charlie. And our guest for the evening is our Kauai Mayor, Derek Kawakami, and our Kauai District Health Officer, Dr. Janet Berriman. And they're going to provide an update for COVID-19 for all of our viewers.
Okay. This is voice of our choice, correct?
Voice of your choice.
And who is judging this? Are you judging this?
Actually, we are going to let the viewers.
Oh boy.
Okay. I think I'm ready.
Because I think I have a bias. You know, Charlie's my real father, and I think I have a bias. So I don't want to judge. Actually, my dad is watching. My real dad is watching from Seattle, Washington. Pops, I love you, man. I did not mean that about Charlie. So, yeah, we'll have some fun with it. Winner will get some Snickers, it says. Can't miss this one for sure. Awesome. Billy V is left-handed. Are you left-handed, Billy V?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we got some very, very awesome viewers. Okay.
Tuesday, 7 o'clock.
Okay, so I'm going to change the thing to speaker. Charlie's going to go first, only because I think, I don't know why. I just picked Charlie alphabetically. Oh, no. Billy comes before Charlie. Just because. Anyway. You ready, Charlie? You ready, Charlie? Wait. I'm going to change the screen view so it's just you. Ready, Charlie?
I'm going to put on my my ear jack and all that. I'm going to have my microphone.
Oh, brah.
Are you ready?
That's cheating. That's cheating.
Wait, real quick. See, because I love our viewers. Darlene just said, everyone should watch Billy's live show at 3 p.m. on Friday. It's an awesome show. Billy, before we do the contest, how can people watch you or hear you?
Ladies and gentlemen, make sure that you're watching coming up on Fridays, 3 p.m. for Billy V Live. We talk entertainment news. We talk story about what's happening with our Hawaii recording artist. That's going to be coming up Friday, 3 p.m. on Facebook and YouTube.
Charlie, if I would quit, I would concede right now. I would throw in the white towel, but I know Charlie's not. Wait, Charlie, wait. By the way, Billy V does.
Wait. I get short-term memory. My voice already. I don't know it.
Billy V has a website. His schedule is on there. So if you're a stalker, go to his website and you can see where he's at every single day. Powerful stuff, man. We have arrived, Charlie. We had Billy V on our show.
Here we go. We're ready.
Ready, set, go.
Aloha, viewers. Please join Mel and I on Tuesday, the 19th of January, as our special guest will be Dr. Janet Berriman and Mayor Derek Kawakami to discuss everything that you need to know about vaccines. This will be at 7 o'clock p.m. on Facebook Live with Mel and Charlie. Hope you'll be there. Aloha.
Wow. That's going to be tough.
Wow.
Okay.
Hey, hang on, Billy. Hang on. Let me get my stuff all ready here.
I'll take microphone, Snickers, okay?
I've seen that, man.
Snickers microphone.
I don't even have anything. Okay, here we go. Go ahead, Billy.
How's it, everybody? We'd like to say hello to you and thank you very much for watching this evening. We'd like to say mahalo to Mel and Charlie for letting us be on here. Don't forget, everybody, that Tuesday, 7 p.m. on Facebook Live, you can join them. They're going to talk story with the mayor of the island of Kauai, Derek Kawakami. You know, he get plenty Instagram stuff, you know. Yeah, I will forget my Twitter password. So, you know, but also Dr. Janet Berriman will be on too. So she's the Kauai District Health. So make sure that you're watching, and thank you very much for letting me come on and say this kind of stuff. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Have a good evening. Aloha.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you for Governor Iggy. Governor Iggy.
Thank you.
Oh, my God.
What else hilarious?
Oh, man. Oh. Can you push the button? What sound effect do you have over there, man? You just like, what else you got besides the? You got something else? You got like a frog?
No, no, that's about it.
Yeah,
Well,
get up there. Get up there.
all right, Charlie. What's up? Anything on your mind, Charlie?
Well, I'd like to, first of all, as always, I'd like to say thank you from the bottom of our hearts. This is from the viewers as well as Mel and I. Thank you, Billy, for joining us tonight. I know you have a busy schedule, but it's always an honor to have an individual homegrown from Hawaii and getting to where you're at and being a voice, really, because whether they see you or not, just as soon as you start to talk, we know that that's you. So we'd just like to say thank you very much for being with us tonight. It's truly an honor. To our viewers tonight, we kind of talked a little about COVID, but we had a radio personality who shared his personal insight as far as how he handles, how he personally feels about what's going on. And he's like the rest of us. What we can do now, and we've said this many times before, if you believe that there's not enough done to protect us, because there's talk about maybe proposing a new state app coming into the state, the best thing that you can do is avoid large crowds, wash your hands, wear your mask, and just social distance, because you can do that, because it's proven if you do that, you can protect yourself. And if that's what needs to be done, I urge you, please do that. So thank you very, very much to our viewers out there. Brother Mel?
Billy B, man, thank you so much, bro. You said it in the email, like it feels like we've known each other forever. I actually feel that. It's so bizarre. That no, I have no idea who this guy was. I mean, I see him on TV every single day. I hear him on the radio. Just so honored to have you on, and just to be able to speak out. Just to speak as Billy B, not the reporter, but Billy B the person, and we just appreciate you so much, and for what you say, and your voice carries a lot of weight here, and appreciate you. Our mission is all the same. Our mission is all the same, and it's trying to inform and educate. That's our motto. That's our theme. That's what we're trying to do. And sometimes we bring on people that are funny. Sometimes we bring on people that are serious. The bottom line is we want to get the word out to our people. You must be wondering why I look like a raccoon, because today was a services for my uncle, and after I went to pay my drop off my envelope, and we didn't even go to the church because of COVID. I hate COVID. And after church, we went to my uncle's house, and my wife and I sat in our little bubble in the sun, because we're not going to congregate. And my point is this, people, like Billy said, we as local people have a responsibility to each other to do the right thing. If it means you got to sit in the sun and get sunburned, you sit in the sun and get sunburned. That's just what we have to do. Instead of blaming everybody else, let's look at ourselves. If everybody do what we have to do, we will beat COVID.
Yep.
And take the vaccine when you have that opportunity. So, Billy, I appreciate you, man. I love you, brother. Hope we can get you back on one day. Try smile, everybody. Screenshot, because I actually don't know how to do a screenshot. Sorry. Tomorrow night, Sunday night. I'm sorry, Charlie. Oh, yeah, I know what. Where's my...
I know what. Okay, smile. Make the sign. Screenshot. Okay, I'm going to use my camera. Okay, here we go. Okay, good. Got it.
By the way, it's unanimous. Not unanimous. There's some people that voted, but as I read the comments, it was a tie. So congratulations to the both of you. So tomorrow night we take the night off, guys. We'll be back on Monday at 7 o'clock. Again, Tuesday, the mayor and Dr. Berman will be on at 7 p.m. That's going to be a power show, I can promise you. We love each and every one of you. Billy, stay safe. Say hi to the family. Is Sawako your wife?
Yes, she is. That is my lovely bride. Hang on for a second here. I should do this, and give me 10 seconds to find an appropriate picture. I can't find a picture of the whole family, so I'll just have to give you an abbreviated picture real quick. Where did
when you popped up in the waiting room, it said Sawako Van Osdal. I said, oh my God. The wife said, Billy not coming on tonight. And I'm going on.
Um, there we go. There we go.
So hang on.
Beautiful.
Hang
There you
on.
go. No, he's right there. No.
Oh.
Yeah.
Was that the dog that was barking?
Yeah, that's the dog that was barking.
Sounded like a bigger dog.
Very small.
Awesome. So is that like one of the prerequisites for Hawaii News now? You gotta get a dog.
Okay.
Okay, just checking. Bro, we love you, man. Stay safe again. Hug your family for us, and we'll be in touch, guys. We'll see you guys Monday night, 7 o'clock, man. We love you guys. God bless. Stay safe. Follow the rules. Aloha.